Oh, happy Compost Awareness Week. We're deep in the middle of it right now. Lots going on at the farm. We had a couple really successful events and stuff already. But I want to make sure as we go through the last couple days of this is really focusing on these 5 C's. This is a big initiative that the Compost Council of Canada is going to be going out. So the number one 5C is the careful cultivation. So if we have to look at our soil as let's look at it as like a sponge. So, it's got all these like little holes and stuff, and that's that aggregation that's forming. So we've got the micro aggregates and then the macro aggregation. So that's little pockets of oxygen and little pockets to hold water and little pockets for nutrients and stuff to hang in. But then also that's the place for all our microorganisms and our critters to hang out. So it's like their condos and their homes. So we have to make sure that we're being gentle with that soil. So we want to try to minimize that disturbance. So definitely when we're gardening, yes, we got to dig our holes and places for our seeds and our transplants, but try to do it as minimally as possible. We don't need to go and till that soil to flip it upside down, because as soon as we do that, we disturb especially our fungal communities, because that fungal hyphae, think of like thin threads weaving through the soil. They're very fragile. So they get disturbed really quickly. And then that kind of tweaks and changes that ecosystem. So we just want to be mindful on how we're doing that. A lot of farmers are using kind of like a broad fork system, so they stab it in and they just back and forth tweak it just to open that soil up. So we don't need to be overly aggressive with it. And because if we are, what's going on is then that aggregation breaks up and we get kind of more of compaction. And then the big thing that's missing is when we're getting the rainfall, or if we're irrigating our garden or our fields, that water is not soaking in. We're not getting infiltration. It just puddles on top. So we want it to soak in like a sponge. We don't want it to be like a brick. So careful cultivation, the first C.